Okay, so making your apothecarian jars couldn't be easier. Today you'll be needing some travel bottles like this. I got these at a travel store. You see you need a long neck on those. And also you're going to need some white glue, some clear dry glue, assorted different types of food colorings. If you want to tint the bottles a certain color, you'll be needing some suction cups in different sizes and your handy dandy glue gun, and anything else that is needed is explained in the tutorial. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. The first and foremost important thing is to unwrap your bottles from all the things and take off all the tops. You can put those somewhere else another time. And then you want to check to see which size suction cup actually works with the size of your bottle. Now I had chosen small and large here, so I'm going to have two larger bottles that are going to need two larger suction cups and two smaller bottles. So we'll be needing smaller suction cups for the tops. So once we get those decided on what size we're going to do, we're going to now create the top part and fill it in. Okay, comes the next part of my tutorial. Now you have your suction cups ready, and you probably noticed that some of them have a little nib on them. That's just to pull it off the wall or on a surface. Just cut that off very gently and put your cap now into a bottle. Have your hot glue ready. We are going to now put the hot glue very carefully inside of the cap. Okay, and you want to create a circular motion, allowing the surface to cool because that rubber could possibly melt. And we're going to just do layer number one over here, like this, mounting it up. Be very careful. Takes a little bit of practice, but it's worth it. Okay, so once you get that like that, get your first. Okay, there it goes. Okay, be very careful. This is hot. Okay, now once you get that filled up like this, you're going to let that cool. Another part of the tutorial today is how to get rid of the 21st centuryness. Okay, so we're going to be using our hot glue, and we are now going to put a light coating over all the parts of the bottle that are ridged where the screw cap is. We're just going to cover them over. Okay, what happens is this is going to make it look like an antique bottle. Takes a little bit of practice, but it's easy to do. As you can see, I'm going up, shaking it, going down. Doing the whole top. Once you get it finished, let it dry. Complete cover over. Now comes the more interesting part of the video. Now, if you have a hot glue gun like mine does, if you touch it very carefully, you can smooth out while the hot glue gun is hot. You can actually smooth out and remelt any of that glue so it's nice and smooth now. Do another one here. This is just, this needs a re-injection here. Smooth it out. Once your bottle is completely dry, now we want to create a lip on this. And this is a little bit more trickier. And we just want to raise a very slow area of hot glue around the bottle like this. Boom. You're going to have to shape it a little bit because the hot glue is moving. But as you can see, I'm bending it down to use gravity to hold it in place. And that is going to dry. I'm blowing on it. As you can hear my voice. And probably the whistle of the cool air. There. We've created an artificial lip on the bottle. Just did a large one too, as you can see. Gravity. It's just like glass blowing. This is exactly what glass blowers do. When I was in design college, glass blowers would use gravity to move the glass around while it was hot. Keep it in place. That looks like a real bottle, huh? As you can see here, everything is taking shape. I just finished the last bottle. It is now drying, as these have already come to dry. You can actually see what this is going to look like. When the tops are done, you can see how they've formed. And we still have another piece to go. We're going to have to make the part that goes right in there. So we want it to look just like this. There's a lot of hot glue involved in this process, so be prepared. After many times of trial and error using hot glue guns and all kinds of other crazy stuff to create a nice glass stopper on there, I have settled on I'm using a air clay, and this is the brand is called Amos. I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm using a bit of white. You can actually use any color you want, like as you paint it white afterwards, and you're going to create a stopper for your bottle. Now notice that the top is larger and the bottom, it's actually in the shape of a thimble. Okay. Once you create that, just see if it will fit. Actually, it will work better with this one here. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to be using our piece, very gently inserting it in there. We really want to have a little bit of the stem showing. You can see it right there. It makes a great apothecary bottle. Form that correctly. A little bit of advanced magic here. Now let that dry for 24 hours, and that is the perfect stopper. Another very important element of creating apothecary bottles is making sure you have labels that really stand out. What I have done is I created a sketch for what I would like to have as a shape of a Victorian style label, and what I'll do is I will scan this image and then use my Photoshop and other tools online to put it on the bottle. So be aware of what type of labels you want to put on your bottles. There are many sites out there you can actually get free labels. I prefer to actually make my own as a prop maker. But on that note, if you do find a free site, maybe something like Pixabay.com has a lot of free images. You can actually use them as reference materials. But when you create the materials that you really want, it really adds to the aesthetics of your props. Okay, I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's done. And look at this, 24 hours later, they came out really nice. Now, if you just like the way that the bottles look so far, great. Put a label on them, put something in them, put them in your display or whatever. However, let's see. Oh yeah, bingo. It's exactly what we were looking for as far as an apothecary jar goes. Eh, everything's a little bit antique-ish. There it is. There, pop right back in. Okay. If the corks have shrunk too much, you can always put another layer of clay around that, and that'll just set up in another 24 hours. Let's go on to step number 2 in the bottles. We have clear bottles. So what were these all about? Well, we have over here McCormick's food coloring, and we also have some white glue. Now, by creating the right coloration, we can tint the bottles any color we want. If we want to do blue glass, brown glass, yellow glass, or even amethyst glass, they're very easily to do. Here it's just mixing red and blue, some red and green, yellow straight, and also some blue and red together, mixed in with a little dot of glue. Today we're going to create a very, very light, almost Coca-Cola bottle color tincture to the color of our bottles. So let's do that starting now. This will always dry slightly one shade lighter than you apply on here, and always try to keep all of your brush strokes going in the same pattern. So I'm going to be brushing down like this in a circular motion, and I will finish the bottle. So what I will do is I'll paint this up, and once it's completely coated, I'll let you see what it looks like. And of course, you're also going to need to do your cork too. "24 hours later, our caps are dried, and everything worked out beautifully. The coating on the bottles looks great. So now what's the next level that we need to do on our bottles? Well, they're missing labels. So let's get on that right now. So to start our labeling process, I printed out some labels that I had created, and I had created 2 different sizes to see which was going to fit better on our bottle. And a little bit about this is that over here I have an burnt umber 624, which is one of my best aging colors that I have. Now you can also do these a little bit on the beige side, and you can mix a drop of the burnt umber, a little bit of permanent yellow deep number 904, and a little bit of titanium white 901 together with water, and you can paint those down and let them dry, and they will look a little bit more modern. But I'm going to go for the aged look, so I'm using directly the burnt umber. So let's make these and see what they look like. I do have a second video on my collection of how to create labels and how to do the aging on them. As you can see, it's just a wash on there, and what I did was I actually folded the paper in half to dry it a little bit faster. But this one came out really nice. I like these over here. Okay, now let these dry, and then when they're really dry, we're going to apply them to our bottles. Once you get your labels set up the way that you want them to, and we're using a clear glue today and a pair of tweezers to apply them. And look at them, isn't that great? Okay, so let's put them on the bottles. Check it out. Now, what do you think about that? Now, that is pretty cool, huh? I would probably take this actually one more step. Are you ready? We are going to do an aging wash on top of this, and it's nothing more than a black 999 and some water. Are you ready? Let's go. Now comes the final step you've been waiting for, the wash. We're going to be using a softy brush today, and I'm going to be mixing up a slurry of black 999 acrylic, and we will be applying this to our bottle. Watch the coating that I'm doing here. You say, oh no, you're destroying the bottle. That's the whole point, is to create an antiquing to our bottle. Apply it on the label, apply it everywhere in a nice even coat over the bottle, and let this sit and dry. The antiquing has begun, and don't forget your top piece.